Hi everyone, it's Edgar. Today we're back for a new video, this time in a rather unusual context. This time because we're going to do I'm going to introduce you to a private server called Echoes of Angmar. So, in this video I'm mainly going to focus on PvMP, on the crypt side as usual. And I'll probably also make a video to introduce you to the crypt side, which is important on this server. And in this video, I'm going to cover several questions with you that I think players might have if they're interested in trying out this server. First of all, what exactly is it? Echoes of Angmar in PvP. What's it all about? Is it actually active? Can you have small group fights, duels? If you're not too keen on raiding, 6 versus 6 or 1-on-1, are there organised raids, whether it's on one side or the other? Is it suitable for everyone? Is it accessible or not? And is there any old content from back in the day? For example, the delving of Raw. I'll come back to that in detail later on, of course. Let's get straight to the first question. What exactly is it? Echoes of Angmar, as I mentioned just before, it's a private server that will take you back in time. In Lord of the Rings Online. At level 50, so it was right at the very start of the game. Lord of the Rings Online. So it's limited to the Angmar expansion. So where you've got Calm Dum, you've got Helagrod and so on. So there you are, the maximum level is 50, whether you're Freep or Creeper. And for the PvP map, it's exactly the same map as it was back then. It's not exactly the same as in today's expansion. For example, you don't have the protected passage to go from Grams to Dargazag. That doesn't exist. There are objectives that no longer exist now. For example, there are banners to capture on the left, on the right, around the map, which spawn packs of NPCs from your camp, but you don't have the outposts. You have the forts just as you do today. For example, the Chasm, 10 years ago, you had it, but there wasn't the Drake. There was a Tyrant or a CG to kill in order to capture the Dyson Chasm mine. So it really does recreate the game exactly as it was back then. As for the classes, you have 7 Fripp classes, just like in those days. You have the LM, the Minstrel, the Hunter, the Champion, the Captain, the Guardian, the LM. Hunter. But for example, you don't have the Bjorning, the Runkeeper or the Warden. You only have 7 classes of the Free Peoples. And as for monster play, so the creeps, you have the 6 classes that you know today. So the Reaver, the Spider, the Black Arrow, the War Leader, the Warg and the Defiler. The difference in the classes compared to the current expansions is that rank is much more important on Echoes of Angmar in my opinion. Because when you reach rank 5, if you're playing on the creep side, well, you won't have unlocked all your skills, all your passives, etc. Alright? Pretty much every rank, you've got things to unlock. It's really old school. When it comes to buying your skills, your traits and so on, this is done with destiny points, so it's the old currency that was around at that time, if you can put it like that, and I'll come back to that in more detail a bit later. But you need to know that back then, the game was really designed for people to play in groups. It's really a mentality. Old school MMO. That is to say, let me remind you that at its core, an MMO is a social game. So it's not a game that's made to be played solo. In the design, in the game design, in the way the characters and spells were thought out, the developers designed it so that you'd find it too much of a hassle to carry on alone. you're encouraged to play in a group. Of course, you're free not to do so if you don't want to, but be aware that the system will be against you. Especially on this server, where there's that old school mentality. If you're a former player who feels a bit nostalgic for the old school NMO days, if for you, the NMO, it's a social game where you have to rely on each other. Know that this is exactly the case. The mentality on this server is truly old school. Also, be aware that when you play on the creep side and want to level up your ranks on the current servers, you're used to, when you start a new character or if you're a beginner, being able to do quests that help you rank up. Because that gives you commendation and infamy. Here, it's not the same. When you do your quests, you won't rank up. You'll only earn the equivalent of commendation, so destiny. You'll be able to buy your first traits, your first skills, but you won't rank up. You'll have to do proper PvP. You'll have to go and kill players from the opposing team, otherwise you'll never rank up. There you go, that was for the first question. We'll look at the rest in the following questions. The question you're probably asking yourself now is it active? Is there a lot of people for PvP? Well, yes. To be quite honest, I was rather surprised to see that there are still quite a few people, even though, of course, there are fewer people than on the official servers, which is only logical. But yes, in the evenings you'll manage to find a few players, some groups, and there are even a few evenings at the weekend and on Wednesdays where they actually organise raids with loads of players. It can be 20 versus 20, just like on an official server. So yes, I would say that it's still an incredibly active server. Just to clarify for those of you wondering, when I say that Echo of Angmar is a private server, it's a single server. When you launch the game, it won't be like on the official version where you have a list of servers to choose from. Here, there's only one server and all the players go on it. So that means, in terms of the server's mentality, it's very similar to Glamdring in my opinion. It's international. You might come across European players, Russian players, American players as well. Now, I haven't come across any Chinese players yet. I know there are some on Glamdring, but maybe there are here too. I can't say for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me if there were. Just so you know, it's an international server. I mentioned it in a previous video. If you're someone whose schedule is out of sync with others, with people in your own country, right? For example, if you have a job or work shifts, you should know that you'll be able to play with Americans, or with people who have a schedule that matches yours. To answer the question, yes, it's active and it's international. So, as for the question, I briefly touched on it in the introduction. I said that Echo of Angmar has an old school mentality where you're really encouraged to play in groups. That said, of course, you're not obliged to do so, but it will be much harder. But if you're someone who doesn't like raiding or large groups, the question is whether you can play in a small group, or if you're a duelist, have duels. Be aware that yes, it is possible. For example, there are players who organise duels, 2 versus 2 matches, as you can see in the video I'm showing you. There were also players who play in tribes. There are small tribes, little kinships that exist for PvP, where people prefer to play in smaller groups. That's possible as well. Bear in mind that, of course, there will be times when you'll have to go raiding, because there aren't enough players for raid versus raid. And as for duels and group versus group, that's just not possible. In my opinion, there simply aren't enough people for that. But there will be times when, of course, you'll be able to play in a small group. Now, I'd also like to take this opportunity to add a little clarification. Right now, as I'm making this video, I think I've got about maybe around 10 hours on the server in PvP. So the first clarification I wanted to share with you. If you're an exclusively creep player, you'll have to level up a free character to level 10 to access monster play. Otherwise the button will be locked and you won't be able to enter as a creep. PvE is much harder than it used to be nowadays. It's really old school. NPCs hit you very hard and you miss your abilities very often. NPCs dodge your abilities is much tougher. The second point I wanted to discuss with you is that for the moment I've had a crash. It kicked me out of the game. I don't know why. However, as for lag, I've had a few little freezes. But for now, I find that it lags much less than on the official servers. Afterwards, well, I've only got about 10 hours of play on the server so far. But for now, from what I've seen, it works pretty well. So, if you're fed up with lag, this might be of interest to you. For the next question, are there raids organised regularly? How is the community organised? Are there any leaders? Everything we know from the official server, the answer is very simple, yes. On both sides, whether it's Fripp or Crip, there are active leaders who organise raids. Who leads? Just like what you used to, there's no difference at all. There you go, so I've even seen some myself. I've even bumped into a few of these leaders. I don't know if the Americans really have a leader or not. I imagine they do. But as for the European time zone, because I'm a European player myself, yes, in any case there are leaders. So, if you're someone who only enjoys playing in raids, go for it, it's worth it. And you'll be able to have fun on this server without any problem at all. For the next question then, is it suitable for everyone? Can anyone go on this server, have fun and so on? Well, I'll be very honest with you, I'll answer you very clearly. No, it's not for everyone. And it's even less suitable for everyone than PvP on the official servers. Why? Because, as I said, it's got that old school mentality. You see, an MMO is a social game where you're in a group, so if that's not your thing, honestly, I really wouldn't recommend it to you. I'll be very clear about this, it's not for you. I'm going to repeat something I said in an earlier video. If you don't like dying, same thing, don't come, it's not for you. You're going to die even more often than on the official server. If that already annoys you, then especially don't come to this server. I'm being very clear with you here. Personally, I really recommend this server if you like a challenge. If you're a nostalgic player who misses that old school, very hardcore MMO mentality, where you have to be really committed. In that case, I truly recommend it. You'll have a great time. I recommend it if you're someone who values teamwork, if you're someone who likes to bring something extra, if you enjoy feeling useful in a group. Whether that's as DPs, as a healer, whatever the role. In that case, quite clearly, this could be just right for you. I suggest you at least give the server a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed. But there you go. In any case, just remember that. Thank you. If you don't like difficulty, if you don't enjoy a challenge, if you don't like dying, if you don't want to commit to a group, and so on, don't bother coming. It's not for you. And I think PV isn't for you either. Not on this server. And if you're the opposite, if you're someone who gets involved in a group, who enjoys a challenge, if you're an old player who's nostalgic for the old school MMO and all that, then come along, it's made for you. Right then, speaking of nostalgia, let's move on to the next question. Is there any old content, like the Delving of Raw? Well yes, as you can see on the screen, yes, the Delving of Raw is available on Echoes of Angmar. So just a quick clarification, because at the time I'm recording this video, SSG, so the development studio for Lord of the Rings Online, has planned to reopen. The Delving of Raw has been reworked. If you're watching the video at the time they've released this, it'll really be the old school Delving of Raw, just like it was back in the day. You know, you've got the different bosses. I can't remember the names of the bosses, but there are various bosses. In the Frø Cavern, which is a bit like an underground cave, an underground labyrinth, to put it simply. And when you kill the bosses, you collect stuns, which I'm showing you on the screen. These allow you to buy your racial traits, potions, improved food, and so on. The marks as well. The marks that I showed you on the screen. You know, the old school mark. When you click on it, it gives you immunity to control effects. And actually, you have different marks depending on your rank. So yes, there's this old system in place. So yes, there really is the old school Delving of Raw on Echoes of Angmar. There you go, I've quickly gone over the questions I think you might have if you want to try out this server. In any case, I really like this server for that particular aspect. Old school. Personally, I started playing the game at level 65. I didn't know it at level 50, so for me it's a bit of a discovery. So if you want to come on to the private server, if you want to try out Echo of Angmar, to make up your own mind, you can click on the link I've put in the description. This link will take you to a website, a proper website, right? Where, in fact, you'll find all the necessary explanations there to do the download. So actually, when you go to download, you'll need to install the game files, and you'll also have to download the launcher from back in the day. Alright, because otherwise you have the files, but you won't be able to launch the game. So there you are, you've basically got a double installation to do. And most importantly, at some point, you'll have a security key to activate. So actually, if you ever want to install Echo of Angmar, at some point you'll need to go onto the official Echo of Angmar Discord. And you'll see you'll have to accept the community Discord rules. And then, just in the channel below, you'll need to complete a verification. It's 3 clicks, it's not complicated, don't worry. And actually, once you've done the verification, it'll unlock a key for you. And in fact, this key is yours, so make sure you save it somewhere. Because that's what will allow you to recover your account if you lose it. And you'll see that you'll need to enter it once in the launcher, and after that you'll be able to start the game. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've planned to release more videos about Echoes of Angmar. This one was a quick introduction to the server for PvP on the creep side. I'll probably make a video for the freep side as well, to introduce it and explain a bit. And probably a few gameplay videos on the server too. In PvP. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments. And I'll see you next time. Hello to everyone.